Ain't no backup quarterback in Shedeur. He don't got that bone in his body. You would have went to Baltimore because that's the backup quarterback in you. I think he has a better chance to start a game in Cleveland more so than in Baltimore.
That's not always the best thing.
But that's the best thing for Shedeur.
I don't think so.
He don't have backup blood. He
will
not play football. He was streamed.
Dillon Gabriel is strutting around like the man with the keys to the kingdom. But let's be real. This is the NFL, not his personal backyard scrimmage. He really thinks it's his time. He really thinks he's better than Shedeur Sanders. The problem? Shedeur is 5 moves ahead, playing 3D chess, while Gabriel is still trying to figure out tic-tac-toe. Gabriel was praying for Shedeur to accept that Ravens deal, but Shedeur knows the game, knows the timing, and knows the Browns can't hold back the future much longer.
It's always tough with the Browns. I think Shedeur should be quarterback number 1. I think he has what it takes, and the other quarterbacks haven't been working there, and just because someone's getting paid more doesn't mean that they should be starting. That's my positioning on it.
The arrogance of Gabriel is almost entertaining. He's out here convincing himself that the Browns organization is about to crown him as the savior. He's thinking the fan base will rally behind him, the coaches will give him the nod, and the media will anoint him as the guy. But deep down, even he knows he's staring across the room at someone who's simply built different. That's why he wanted Shedeur to take the Baltimore offer. If Shedeur left, Gabriel could breathe easy for once, even if it was only temporary.
Comedy on Steve Harvey and Cleveland native. Let it be known what the Cleveland Browns is doing with Shedeur Sanders is just retarded, dog. Now, we know the Cleveland Browns has been a sorry team for a mighty long time. And I'm here to tell you that's just been the way of life for them. Very similar to Colorado, bro.
Shedeur, on the other hand, didn't fall for the bait. He's too calculated, too locked in on the long-term picture. He knows what kind of pressure the Browns front office is under right now. This isn't a team that can afford another quarterback controversy, another wasted season, or another headline about dysfunction. The hierarchy in Cleveland is gasping for stability, and Shedeur is smart enough to understand that they're about to need him more than he needs them.
At no point in the regular, in the collegiate season, was anybody saying Dillon Gabriel, Jalen Milroe, Tyler Show, or any of these guys were on Shedeur's level. It was Shedeur or Cam Ward. People were trying to sneak Carson Beck into there, and I was watching Carson Beck play, and I'm like, no.
While Gabriel thinks the depth chart works in his favor, Shedeur understands that performance speaks louder than hype. And right now, every whisper from Cleveland screams one thing. The team is desperate for a leader who can not only handle the spotlight but embrace it. Gabriel's entire confidence rests on Shedeur not being there. That's why he celebrated at the thought of him going to the Ravens. Because if Shedeur stays, Gabriel knows there's no realistic path to being the long-term answer.
Why do people even know who Dillon Gabriel is? Because of Shedeur Sanders. Had Dillon Gabriel went to any other damn team, when nobody gave a two flying, the rest about Dillon Gabriel, bro. And it just is what it is.
Let's break it down from the Browns' perspective. The front office knows they are running out of excuses. The fan base has grown restless, tired of waiting for a quarterback who can actually turn things around. Every draft pick, every signing, every decision has been magnified, and nothing stings more than seeing missed opportunities at the most important position in football. They've tried patchwork solutions, they've shuffled players in and out. But the truth is simple. Shedeur represents hope, and hope is exactly what they need right now.
Shedeur Sanders is shooting. And he gonna let the NFL know. It's official. He's a starter for the Cleveland Browns. So as you can see, Shedeur Sanders is changing the game. And what I can tell you, I thought I would never see this in the NFL. We've seen it somewhat with Tom Brady, but I thought I'd never see this in the NFL.
Dillon Gabriel, meanwhile, is stuck in no man's land. He's not bad enough to be ignored, but he's not good enough to build a franchise around. He's in that purgatory of quarterbacks who look competent in practice but crumble under real pressure. The more he talks himself into being the guy, the clearer it becomes that he knows he's not. His entire campaign to be the starter is built on Shedeur not being there, not on his own ability to rise above. That's why he wanted Shedeur gone. Because he knows the moment Shedeur steps into that spotlight, it's over for him.
But you guys kept trying to make excuses. And then Shedeur slips all the way down in the draft. And when he gets drafted, he's the second quarterback chosen by the Browns. Now they have a packed QB room. But guess what? As rookie minicamp begins, people are looking like, oh, well, Shedeur is looking better than Dillon Gabriel.
The locker room isn't blind either. Players know who has the it factor, who carries themselves like the real leader. That's not Gabriel. He may have confidence, but confidence without substance collapses fast. Shedeur, even without starting, is already commanding respect. Teammates see the way he prepares, the way he studies film, the way he stays patient without losing sight of the bigger picture. That's what scares Gabriel the most. You can't fake leadership, and you can't block someone whose talent demands to be recognized.
After the news we got today, Shedeur Sanders will be QB1. Let's talk about it. Shout out Kevin, head coach of the Browns. At this point, he can't even contain his excitement about having Shedeur Sanders on the roster. Let's look at what he said. He's in there early. He's getting his work done. He's working really, really hard. I like everything there is about Shedeur Sanders. Head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, on Shedeur Sanders.
Every game the Browns play without Shedeur in the starting lineup only increases the pressure on Gabriel. The moment he falters, the chance will start. The fans aren't waiting for mediocrity anymore. They're waiting for Shedeur Sanders. Gabriel might think he's next in line, but the truth is he's just holding a seat warm until the real show begins. And when it does, the fan base won't be looking back.
Talk about Shedeur's not working with the first team. Shedeur is the first team. He could take that team that he's performing with, and I guarantee you by the end of the week, that'll be the first team. Whoever Dillon Gabriel is working with, I'm for sure them guys don't want to work with Dillon Gabriel no more. You know why? Because they're looking bad. Hands down right now, and he's with the first team.
Here's the reality. Shedeur doesn't need to rush because the Browns can't afford to waste time. The hierarchy knows if Gabriel fails and they delay Shedeur's arrival, their own jobs are on the line. That's why Shedeur didn't jump to Baltimore. He knows the power of leverage. He knows Cleveland needs him more than he needs Cleveland. And that's the kind of position every quarterback dreams of being in.
Shedeur Sanders is him. He always has been him, and he will be in the NFL. Also, this report came out that Deshaun Watson could be looking for a trade. Even Deshaun knows his days in Cleveland are probably cooked. He's been working with Shedeur in practice, seeing what he's got to offer, and he probably sees Shedeur as a dog. Regardless of what the fans think, regardless of what the NFL thinks, Shedeur Sanders has the backing of his entire team, and that's why I believe he will be QB1.
Gabriel, on the other hand, is panicking beneath the surface. He can smile for the cameras, talk about being ready, and hype himself up, but the truth is eating away at him. He can't handle the idea of being overshadowed. He wanted Shedeur gone because he knew that as long as Shedeur stayed, his time as the guy was never going to last. It's simple. Gabriel can't win this battle because it's already been decided by talent, preparation, and destiny.
And the swag he played with. Man, that was amazing. It was great to see him run onto the field because you can't teach that. When you have that, you're like, okay, how do I highlight that? How do I get more of that type of magic? I guarantee you Myles Garrett was like, okay, I done seen some stuff.
Shedeur is waiting, patient but dangerous, like a storm on the horizon. Everyone knows it's coming, even Gabriel. The pressure in Cleveland is mounting, and the front office can only dance around it for so long. Gabriel thinks he's on the rise, but he's just a placeholder, a temporary headline before the main act takes the stage. Shedeur is too smart, too locked in, and too talented to be ignored. And when that moment arrives, when Shedeur finally gets that start, it won't just be about Gabriel fading into the background. It'll be about Cleveland finding the quarterback they've been desperate for. Gabriel might think it's his time, but time is running out. The clock is ticking, and it's not ticking for him. It's ticking for Shedeur Sanders. And when it strikes, the entire Browns franchise will pivot toward the future.
He is probably the one bright spot right now that people are like, you know what though? If we don't win no games, but he looks good and you know what I'm saying, we can figure out the quarterback situation and he's the answer. That's a successful season to a lot of people.
Under no circumstances are we stopping the celebration. That's not.
Gabriel really thinks it's his time, but the truth is, his time was never going to last. Shedeur didn't take the Ravens deal because he knew the opportunity in Cleveland was too big to pass up. The hierarchy is crumbling under pressure, and the fan base is hungry for change. Gabriel's fear is justified, because once Shedeur steps onto that field, there's no going back. The Browns will finally have their leader, and Gabriel will fade into the forgotten list of quarterbacks who almost had a shot but couldn't deliver when it mattered. The Browns aren't just waiting for Shedeur Sanders, they're counting on him. And that's why Gabriel's dream of being the face of Cleveland is nothing more than an illusion. Shedeur is coming, and the future belongs to him.